And joining us right now is the head coach for ASU hockey, Greg Powers. Greg, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm very, very well. Thank you so much. This is Real Hockey Talk on NBC Sports AM 1060. I'm Dave Isaac alongside Greg Isaac and former NFL player Ed Smith. But we are very excited for you, Greg. You've done a wonderful job going into, your sixth season as the team's head coach, and 164, 27-9 record. You can't get better than that.
Well, you could do 27 losses better than that, but
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've had some success as a program, and we're obviously very excited about being elevated to the highest level of college hockey now, and it's building all over again. But it's been a lot of fun.
That is just so exciting for the hockey fans out here. Nothing like college hockey at the highest level. There's no question. Now, you have an amazing record also against a rival Arizona, I believe, 39-1.
Yeah. If you include the two games last year on our what we played as a hybrid season with kind of a half NCAA, half club schedule, we beat them twice. So it's actually 41-1, and unless they ever elevate the NCAA hockey, then that's what the record against them will end at. And I always remember that one loss. It was on senior night the year we won a national championship, and it'll sting, but I think that loss helped us get that national championship.
Well, you've had quite a history with ASU. You actually played 4 seasons as a goaltender for the Devils, 95, 96, and 98, 99. All-American. You must have a real connection, a real bond to ASU.
I do. I'm very passionate about our university and about our hockey program. And if you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be the head coach of Arizona State and we were an NCAA Division I program, I'd probably call you crazy. But that's how things have worked out. Sometimes when you're just ultimately the most passionate about something in particular, like I am, Arizona State hockey, it's just worked out for everybody. So very excited to lead us into this new era.
Absolutely, and Greg, extra excitement really coming into this year is 3 recent NHL draft picks, including one by the Coyotes, are joining the club, as well as some transfers. To some other big schools, maybe from back east. But do you want to talk a little bit about that, some of the new big names coming in?
Yeah, we're really excited. Last year it was a little bit, I guess you could call it a tease. Our 5 best players essentially were redshirts. They were kids that transferred to us from really good programs, and they had to sit out a year. Wade Murphy from North Dakota, who played in the Frozen Four. David Norris from AIC was an over a point per game kid, both Western Canadian kids. Jake Montgomery from Nebraska Omaha, who also played in the Frozen Four when they went there. Louis Rose, 6'6", 240-pound forward, just an absolute beast. He went to Winnipeg's development camp, the Jets development camp over the summer, and in 2 games had 3 goals and an assist. So really excited about the 5 red shirts. And then obviously we got a grad transfer from Boston University, Robbie Balarjian, who's eligible to play immediately this season. He was his freshman year at BU, led the team in points, and was Hockey East Rookie of the Year, and then obviously played in the Frozen Four in a national championship game. So we've been able to kind of balance our classes really well with good high-level transfers that have achieved success at the highest level of college hockey, and we're really excited about our young core as well. The kids that gained valuable experience last year that are now sophomores, and then our freshman class is tremendous. So, we had a nice international flavor, a lot of Western Canadian kids, and then obviously we have all those transfers. And so, we also have a kid from Sweden and another player from Russia. So we have kids from all over. We're excited about this season. We have a really tough schedule, but we're excited about it.
Now, being the new kid on the block, you're not in a division yet. I guess next year you will be, but you'll be playing the full schedule, Division I NCAA this year. It's probably hard to say how you'll do, and there are a lot of new players here, but have you already started camp and get a feel for what's going on?
Yeah, until October 1st, you're limited in practice hours with NCAA rules. You're limited to 8 hours a week, and only 2 hours of those 8 can be on the ice with pucks with your team. So really, as far as I'm concerned, and my interaction with them, tactically, we get 2 hours a week with them until October 1st, but we love what we see. We love what we see. We're actually in Flagstaff right now as we speak in a team-building trip for the weekend, and we're about to hit a ropes course up here. We played some wiffle ball and some ultimate frisbee. We've got a great group of kids. They're very tight-knit already. And we realize we're in our first full season as an independent. We play teams like Michigan and Quinnipiac, and actually 3 of last year's Frozen Four teams we play. Half of last year's tournament field we play. 5 of last year's 6 conference champions we play. So we're not limping into this thing. We're getting right into it. We want to figure out what it's going to take to be successful at the highest level, and I'm convinced when our core of young players are upperclassmen, because we played such a tough schedule early, we're going to make it pay off.
And in case you're just joining us right now, we're speaking to Greg Powers, head coach for the ASU hockey team, playing NCAA Division I. Very exciting, I'm just thrilled that you to be able to cover you this year. I'm really excited. Now you're going to play 3 of the 4 2016 Frozen Four teams this season. So you're going to, and I think Harvard's coming into town too.
Yeah, we have some great home games. Harvard comes in for a series. Air Force comes in for a series. Michigan comes in for one game. RPI, Colgate, 2 historic programs also come in. The Desert Classic, we have St. Cloud State, Brown, and UConn coming in for that. So we have some great home games, and it's exciting for us to be able to expose, the Valley to such great college hockey and get them a flavor of different conferences and teams from the West, teams from the East, and we're really excited about our schedule and thrilled that the college hockey's really accepted us with open arms and willing to come to us and let our fans experience it.
And Coach Powers, with playing at Oceanside, and you have the Junior Sun Devils there, Youth Hockey League, how much of a collaboration is ASU hockey able to do with the youth hockey there, in terms of events and maybe volunteering, helping any of the
Sure.
youth hockey programs out? How's that working right now?
Well, we've actually implemented a major initiative this year to really get out with every youth hockey organization. Obviously the Junior Sun Devils play out of our rink, and the UIHA, Devon Youth Hockey decided to rename, because they play under the same roof that we do for now. Their organization, the Junior Sun Devils, doesn't directly tie us to them. We want to make sure that we want to reach out to all youth hockey organizations across the state of Arizona. One of the things that we're really excited about that we'll do this season is all of our Saturday games at Oceanside, and I believe some of the Friday games at Oceanside we're going to put on and invite different youth teams from different organizations across the state out for free clinics before our game with our staff and a couple of the players that might not play that night. So just to interact more with youth hockey and get out in the community. The city of Tempe is planning on having an ice skating rink in downtown Tempe for a couple of months over the winter, and we're going to run some free clinics out there for youth. So it's a huge initiative for us to get out and get our brand out and start to really make the youth hockey players here dream one day to play for ASU.
Coach, along that line, how do you establish your recruiting ground? Do you start locally here, or are you already spread out across the country looking for, obviously your future athletes?
The first couple of years, we spread our net pretty wide. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a kid on the team from Russia, another one from Sweden. We have Canadians. But moving forward, if you look at the kids that we have committed, we've really focused on the western part of North America. Western Canada is a huge focus for us, and we have a good number of Western Canadians on the roster and committed out in future years. We really want to take care of our own backyard. Obviously, Arizona hockey is growing incredibly well. We have amazing coaches in every rink with a lot of ex-pros retiring in Arizona. So, we have 3 Arizona local kids on this year's roster, and we have more committed in future years. And then certainly California. California is a major focus for us. California last year had 60 native California kid playing Division I hockey, which I believe was fourth most out of any state. So, if we can focus on our backyard in the West Coast and get like-minded kids that want to stay out close to home, closer to their families and going all the way back east, we're going to be competitive very quickly.
And Coach Powers mentioning some of the, retired NHL players and pros that come out here after. I know on your coaching staff you also have Alex Hicks, who had a long career, many different teams in the NHL, including, the Penguins, Ducks, Sharks, and Panthers. And, of course, Garnett Exelby also had a long career in both the NHL and AHL. And so how big is that, to have with yourself as well as some of the other former pros and all the experience they bring? How huge has that been for these kids?
It's really big. I mean, we want to send kids to the NHL, and college hockey is a realistic launching pad to make the NHL now. A third of the NHL, literally 33% of the makeup of the NHL played NCAA Division I college hockey. So it's being proven that the way that they develop over those 4 years can really help get them there. So we're new. We've never sent a kid to the NHL, even though we have draft picks now, and I believe we have players on this team that have a very good chance to get there. It's important while we recruit and we build this program that we surround these kids every day with guys that know exactly what it takes. Alex Hicks, as you mentioned, played Division III college hockey and turned himself into a legitimate NHL player, so he knows what it takes to get there. Garnett Exelby, X back when there was 8 rounds in the NHL draft, was an 8th-round pick, so he was a long shot as well, and he had a 14-year career. So those are two guys in particular that really know what it takes on a daily basis to get to the highest level. And then you can even go to our equipment guy, Joey Gourmet, and he was the head equipment manager in the NHL for 12 years. He's the equipment guy in the World Junior A team this year. He's been the head guy in the Olympic team. So he's another guy that they interact with and they're surrounded by every day that can guide these kids down the right path to make sure that their habits are right and they're doing the right thing to give themselves the best chance to play at the highest level. So we've done a good job of building out a great staff, and we think it'll pay off.
And Greg, let me ask you this question. We have a few minutes left. You were in the ACHA and now the NCAA Division I. Will your coaching change a bit? I assume a Division I's higher level, different skill sets. That's my assumption. So does your coaching change when you're playing higher skill level teams?
The one thing that I noticed, a great question, the one thing that I noticed last year was the coaching, and this is no knock obviously on NCAA coaching, but there's good coaches everywhere. There's really good coaches at every level, and I was lucky enough to be very successful at the ACHA level and winning a national championship, and I'm of the opinion that I am where I am because of who I am and the way I do things. So no, there's not a lot that I'm going to change. I'm a player's coach. We let our guys play. We want them to be creative. We give them structure. But we're not a program and never have been one that over-coaches. We think that's the kind of environment that elite players really want to play in. And if you surround them with the right infrastructure of people and can guide them in the right direction, that's what matters most. And it's all about surrounding yourself with the right people. The one thing that's different now than in the past is all the resources we have as an NCAA program, from staff to administration on campus to the way we travel and the way we eat and everything is so good. But at the heart of everything, the success of ASU hockey was built off of the philosophy that I implemented at the ACHA level, and I'm not going to change that philosophy.
Well, you certainly have proven you are an incredible coach with your record and all the compliments I've read and heard about you, and we really are excited that you're in Division I. I know you're going to do a great job. We'll be out there to report on this. And Greg Powers, head coach for the ASU hockey team, thank you so much for calling in. We'd love to have you on again and as we progress forward in the season.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for the coverage.
Thank you so much.
Coach.
Greg Powers.
Yep, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Greg Powers, head coach for ASU hockey. Big time